All right, welcome everyone to the review you've all been waiting for. You knew it was coming. It is very relevant in the year 2025. DreamWorks All-Star Kart Racing. We're here to review it with a special guest, Rusty. How's it going?
Hello, everyone. I'm doing very well. I was kind of surprised when you'd reached out to me about this, and I'm like, I'm always down for some kart racing fun, especially with a bunch of our DreamWorks friends, especially coming away from your Shrek-tastic review series. So,
Yeah.
yeah, excited to get into it for sure.
Yeah, in the wake of that, that was like three years ago now. We did that
so long ago. This game came out 2 years ago. Ain't no one playing this online,
No.
that's for sure.
Notable
not
development
at all.
studio too.
Game Mill Entertainment.
And Bam Tang. Game Mill and Bam Tang.
Game Mill Entertainment, you might know it, also made the very critically acclaimed Walking Dead video game, The Walking Dead Destinies, and
Classic.
other such quality games. For some reason, they all have the same game binding. It's like generic texts. That's their go-to.
Game. Well,
Same
quality. You're gonna get Game Mill because Game Mill also came out with that, that Kong game.
Oh yeah,
Rise of Kong or whatever it was called. That came out. That was Game Mill as well.
Yeah. So why are we reviewing this? I think it was just randomly. One of us saw it on sale or something, and then it was just like, definitely got to pick this up. And then it's like, oh, might as well do a review on it. These games like this are easier to review. It's not like a big RPG endeavor. We tried to do Tales of Vesperia and it never worked. Kind of thing.
We'll get around to it.
we will get around to it. That is, it's a solemn promise. We have to.
We have to. We're committed.
We have to. We're so committed to it.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I put in a decent amount of time in this game. Probably way too much, more than it warranted. I don't know. But actually, before we get into any more, we always start our reviews now. It feels like a new tradition on the channel, but it's actually been going at least a year, where we do the gut check in the beginning of the review, where we give our initial score coming into the review out of 10, what we're thinking, and then afterwards we'll be able to lock in our final scores at the end after we've gone through the review. Well, Rusty, it's been a couple years since you've joined us for a review.
Which is shocking to me. I feel like it was just yesterday we were reviewing that fantastic Peter Pan movie.
Yeah, we only bring you for the best stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was like Peter Pan and Wendy. Here. Before that, it was Pinocchio.
Yeah. What the hell? It's not. It's not.
At least we got Lady and the Tramp in that bunch. We had one.
Some of the best. One of the best Disney movies I've ever seen.
Hey, at least you guys enjoyed it. At least you guys enjoyed it. I did not. I did not like that movie very much. There's things about it that I like, but most of it was no.
But,
How dare? That's what I have to say.
But yes, this is the first time we've had a guest with us, so he doesn't have a paddle, unfortunately. But whatever you can have a score on will do. All right.
Piece of paper.
So we'll reveal in 3, 2, 1. Flip. Whoa! All right, 4.
Whoa! Okay, 4.
Wow. I got like a backwards 6. At least it looks like that on my end.
No, wait, it wasn't a 9? Upside down.
Yeah, upside down. That was a 9, right?
Wow.
Yeah, whoa. It's a masterpiece. Okay. Game Mill's hidden gem.
Okay. So also worth noting, we did take the time out to make sure we could experience the multiplayer side of things. We actually played together for about as long as you can play this game, But all right, how are we feeling? Rusty? What is it that gives you the higher score than us, do you think? Is there a
particular... Well, I probably should preface it by saying a couple things. So I think this game is fine. It is not good. It's not great by any stretch of the imagination. You'll have to forgive the Shrek green tint that keeps flashing.
Yeah, Shrek has cursed. The Shrekking is cursed.
I probably need to update a driver.
You know what that means? Whenever this starts flashing, it's party time. That's what that is.
That's right. That's right.
That's what Shrek says. His catchphrase in this game.
What I'll say about the game is every time I was playing it, I was enjoying it for what it was. Whenever I wasn't, I had zero interest in ever going back to it. But the more I thought about it, I was like, I have to give the game some credit because I feel like there's some decent track design. I feel like the speed of the game, especially when you're drifting and kind of going over the boosts and everything like that, it controls relatively well for a kart racer. decent selection of characters. I feel like just about every DreamWorks film is kind of well represented, and some films I didn't even recognize where the characters were from. The music is pretty terrible. I mean, it sounds like someone kind of like was on GarageBand kind of pulling this together on a weekend.
Should have
but
hired
yeah, I mean,
Jason Heine. What the heck?
they should have. Yeah.
That would have been
Hot Shot
some
Racing.
bops. Yeah, exactly. That's a great soundtrack that he made for that game.
But there also is quite a bit to the game in terms of modes and things to do. Like, it's not just like, hey, here's like 4 different cups, you know, and like 10 to 12 different tracks. Go and have fun. I mean, you have however many tracks there are, however many cups there are. I can't really speak to that exactly. I can't remember off the top of my head. But then you also have challenge mode. You have like 20 different challenges that you can do. So I feel like there's a decent enough content in the game. Again, solid selection of characters, decent track design. I thought it was fun for what it was. I think I put about 10 hours into it, which is probably about 5 to 6 hours too much. But
Wow.
I thought it was fine. I could probably be talked down to like a 5. And honestly, my gut, I had originally written 5 on this piece of paper. I tore it off just before recording, and I said, no, like, there's enough in this game. I feel like it warrants a 6. When I think of 4, I'm thinking like Gollum territory at that point. And I feel like this is a fine kart racer, but I could in no way recommend it to anyone else. Like, go play Mario Kart. There's so many other decent kart racers out there. There's no reason to ever pick this up.
Yeah, I feel kind of similarly, pretty much. I think that for what it was like, it was fine. Like, it wasn't. I found myself having at least some amounts of fun while I was playing it. And I exclusively played it on the fast mode, the highest difficulty or whatever.
Lightning speed.
Yeah, lightning mode. And the one thing that was kind of funny about that is that it eschewed, in a weird way, it sort of eschewed traditional kart racing, like at least what I normally think of, like with Mario Kart. You don't have to come in first every time to guarantee your victory in that. In fact, there were many times where I would come in like 3rd or 4th on several races, and I would still come in. I would still get gold. You know, I still get gold. I still get top thing in the. And that's because unlike most other kart racers of Mario Kart, I'll just say unlike Mario Kart, it doesn't give you your quote unquote rival. So like a lot of times in Mario Kart, the computer will decide, hey, this one character is going to be like way stronger, or like they're basically going to be like in second place to your first place. So they're going to keep giving you. Basically, you have to keep getting first, or you have to at least switch off with them in order to guarantee that you're going to come in first. This game doesn't do that. Like, there are characters that came in last that are like will speed by you and do first place in the next race. So if you've come in first and then you come in 4th, the whole point system is like completely borked. So it's like, well, I guess I'm still in first because I got enough points to still be in first, because the spread is so weirdly evenly distributed, which never happens in most Mario Kart games. So, so that was kind of a fun discovery, even though it kind of sucked to be kind of killing it the whole time and then get hit by a bunch of stuff in a row, and all of a sudden you're in 8th place.
The recovery time is horrible when you get hit by an item.
Oh yeah, like there's no get up and go after that, because you lose all the musical notes that you have, which are like the equivalent of coins in Mario Kart. And then it's like, and then your speed is like completely is nothing after that. So it's like, okay, cool, I can't win now. So
I feel like
there's like an asterisk next to my 6, because like one super quick thing, like the asterisk next to my 6 is like, as long as you're in first place and flying through all of the different speed boosts and drifting and stuff like that, it's fun because you're just like coasting through levels.
Time trial is actually like kind of fun in that, because it allows you to do that basically.
I was gonna say, I feel like we all talked about how we experienced inconsistencies with the items. Like I feel like I get hit by one item sometime, it'll take me a long time to recover from. Another time it barely affects me, like the lightning and things like that. And especially when we were playing, I really realized it's really hard to come from behind in this game, because like every now and then you'll get a good like that heart boosting item. But for the most part, you don't get like super strong items in the back. It's not as like rubber bandy as Mario Kart. So it's like you kind of more or less get similar tier items, even whether you're first or third or fourth. So it was like tough. Once one of us was behind out of the 3 of us, it was rarely we could come back from it.
When I found it so bizarre, like in Mario Kart, a shell, you kind of like inherently know like this is going to knock someone off of their car, right? A banana peel, they're going to slip. You could put every single one of those items in front of me right now, and I couldn't tell you what like more than half of them do. Like
I think I can actually kind of remember. The thing is, I would say there's actually too many items. There had to have been like almost 20 items, and that's not including each character's individual lucky tokens. There's like way too many. Like there was some that I only saw like twice, but it's like when you're in last, you get like essentially the equivalent of a chain chomp, which is like a rocket that like basically directs you through and get you go really fast, and you don't control it at all.
Yet none of the items are very inspired either. At the same time, there's
No.
like too many of them, and they're not very interesting.
Yeah,
So.
because you can't really tell what they are, and then the lucky tokens, which there are two things in this game called lucky tokens, which I think is so ridiculous and stupid. But those are your character specific items, and they all do the exact same thing. You can either drop them behind you as like a trap, or you can shoot them in front of you. So like Donkey has like a plate of waffles, and like Hiccup has I don't even remember.
I think it was an axe.
No, that's Astrid had an axe.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember what Hiccups it was. I mean, like it was something. It was like a glider. I don't know. It was something like that. Something like random.
Baby bottles out here.
Yeah, Baby Bottle with the Boss Baby characters. No, the Ted Boss Baby had a bottle, and then the girl character had like a cell phone. I think that was her thing.
Yeah.
Wow, what a value! They all did the same thing, which I was like, man, if you're gonna have character-specific items, at least have them do something a little more interesting,
like Mario Kart Double Dash style.
Yeah, Double Dash. That's why Double Dash is so beloved. You know,
but
one of the many reasons.
I found it interesting, Rusty, that you said it had a good amount of modes. That was one of my negatives for this. When I see DreamWorks All-Star Kart Racing, I'm thinking like goofy. It's gonna be silly, so I was hoping for like some wacky modes, like battle type modes or something like that. And so I was kind of disappointed. It was just races. It was like cup, free race, time trial, and challenges. And the only one that was very interesting to me was the challenges. I thought that was like actually pretty fun. You have different little things you have to do in each race and the challenges, and then. Other than that, though, it's like with the races, I kind of got tired of them pretty quickly. So then it's like, well, there's nothing else for me to go for. It's just all different variants of traditional racing. So, one thing that I thought was so stupid, and I don't understand why they did it this way, is instead of just having their standard cups, they decided for some reason to add a last cup, which just includes courses from the rest of the game. Why'd you do that? I don't understand. What's the point of that? That does nothing. It's the All-Star Cup.
It's just like it's nothing. I don't know why they did that. It was very strange. And like because like the DreamWorks, the Rainbow Road in that one is like third, and then I think they have the Dragon Castle, the Shrek Castle is the last one in that one. But I'm like, but all the other ones are like, what was the point of that? I don't understand why we had to add another cup in here. But we didn't apparently the brilliant minds at Bamtang and Game Mill didn't have time to make 4 more courses, I guess. So, which is actually like kind of to piggyback a little bit on what Rusty was saying. I actually think that there are quite a few of the courses that I actually really enjoyed playing on. There were some that I absolutely hated, despised. But there were a few that were like, yeah, these are pretty decent. I could see this in like a Mario Kart. Like they're maybe not quite as polished because there was some jank to if you go off a jump, if you don't if you land back on the course in the way that the game isn't expecting you to, you will go out of bounds.
Yep.
Which is like so it goes against everything. Like it's like no, you should have like the physics of the game should let you just land on that. That's the road. Other people are on there. Why did I go out of bounds?
You zoom right through it, like yeah.
It's very weird. I don't know. I don't know. I guess they just couldn't figure that out in programming, or they're just like whatever. We can't resolve it. So.
I'm curious for you guys, like outside of Mario Kart, maybe Team Sonic Racing, things like that. I mean, How many other kart racers have you played like in the past like 5 to 8 years even? By
5 to 8 years. I don't know if I've played
None.
More recently. I mean, I didn't
that
even put a
period of time.
timetable on it, but just like more recently, what kart races have you played outside of this, Mario Kart, and like Team Sonic Racing?
Nothing. I haven't even played the Sonic Racing games yet.
I haven't either. I mean, I was just
I don't-
curious. Like,
I don't think I have either. I don't think I have really played many kart racers other than like Mario Kart. I mean,
The only
Mario
reason
Kart
why-
is kind of like it
gold
is an
standard.
unfair comparison, right? In
Yeah.
a way, because it's like it is the gold standard.
well, that's why I brought it up because I was just curious.
Kart
Like
racers.
more recently, like what have you seen in other kart racers that you enjoy or that you like that maybe this didn't have or other
Yeah.
games do it better?
I-
Because it's difficult to like it's like comparing arena brawlers to like Smash, right? It's like, well,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a fair comparison, right? So
Yeah. Well, I think I didn't play any of it, but I did pick up and I did watch people play the Crash Team Racing, the the remake.
Mhm.
That's a really solid kart racer right there. Again, I haven't played it. Watching people play it, that like very well made. I think that was in terms of like how like remakes go. That was pretty great. I thought so. I would maybe that's another one we should break out. I don't know if you two have that game, but that'd be one. Maybe that's
Was
one we
it-
can break out for.
I don't
Game
think it
Night.
was added on PlayStation Plus, but
don't
maybe it
know.
was a while. I don't know.
I've
But no, I'd be down for that.
I have Crash Tag Team Racing on the GameCube. That's what I have it on.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't played it yet. But yeah, I always see in the stores there's like multiple Nickelodeon kart racers now. There's like 3 or more of those.
Yeah.
I played the
So-
first one and it just felt like so slow. Like even on like the fastest difficulty, it was painful to play for me personally.
Mhm.
I think DreamWorks by comparison, if this is a 6, I think that to me would absolutely be a 4.
Mhm. Yeah, I think I think speed I agree that like when I was first starting to play, I think I tried to start it on like early like the easier the lower speeds and I was like, no,
It's
this
so
is just way
slow.
too it's way
Yeah.
too slow,
Mhm.
way too slow. So you have to play it on like the upper 2 difficulties because that's
One
the
of my-
only speed you can get. Really.
One of my favorite things was like one of the challenges where everyone had a constant boost. I don't know if you
Oh,
guys
that
got
was-
to that. I was like,
Yeah,
I wish
yeah.
the whole game played like this.
Yeah, I know,
because it's
that
just
was-
chaos.
That's what I mean. Like I think I kind of agree with what Zach was saying there. If they had extra modes where they had like goofy stuff like that happened, that would be really fun if they did something
Mhm.
like that. But
Yeah.
it was not
Yeah,
to be.
I did do all the challenges. Made sure to do every single challenge. And I gotta tell you, when I got to that last one, where you go against Lord Farquaad, like that, he was giving me hell. Like for some reason, when we were playing, I can't catch up at all. But I'm playing against him. I'm doing everything perfectly to get the edge on him, and he'll always come back. And it was like within seconds every time. And even when I beat him finally, it was like barely. I don't know if that's just a skill issue, or what.
Yeah, the rubber banding of the computer is kind of it's inconsistent, but when it turns on, it's insane. It's like,
It
I
is.
just had like 4 people pass me suddenly, and I wasn't doing anything wrong.
Hmm.
What I found particularly bizarre about that is like if you're looking at the map, you could see like, oh my gosh, I've got so much distance between me and like Lord Farquaad, for instance, and then you blink and he's passing you, and it's like, no, there's no way, there's literally no way
There's
he
nothing
would have
else
done
I can
that.
do. I'm drifting perfectly, hitting out all the boosts, all the items. Like, okay,
Yeah. The reason I beat that one is because this happened the first time I started playing it, and then like I think I had to restart because I think I fell off the stage and I like lost or whatever. And they restarted it, and he didn't do this. Then they restarted it again, and then he did it again like they did the first time, which is where like the very beginning of the state of the course, he decided to just like drive into a wall
Yeah.
for like 10
Happened to me
seconds.
too.
yeah, yeah.
And I was like, oh great, okay, cool. I'm gonna win. Hopefully, I can win now.
There was
It's
always-
like gave me a little bit of an edge.
Every time you go around this bend, he would always
Yeah,
go
before the stairs.
Yeah, he would always go over there, just chill for a little bit. But even then,
Yeah.
I was still losing. Like,
You
so
were
I'm
still
like, what is he
sweating.
doing?
Yeah, you were still sweating. You still had to be perfect.
But
Um,
I will say, I mentioned it while we were playing, but for the review, I gotta say, first of all, some of the audio, like the sound bites on these characters, they're god awful, and I find Shrek's particularly offensive because he says
Yeah.
stuff that he like are completely out of character. He goes literally "Wahoo" is one that he's "Wahoo," and then another one's "It's party time," and he's like,
Yeah.
"What's going on here?" But then he's very obnoxious, and the bad guy's wolf guy,
Yeah,
the
the wolf.
other obnoxious
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
super
screams.
screaming.
He goes for like 5 seconds. It's insane. It's actually crazy. Yeah.
Generally very
Yeah, it's fun.
obnoxious, but then Shrek's
Yeah.
particular were very out of character too. So.
Well, it doesn't help that his sound-alike was also not particularly good.
Horrible.
It was not. It sounded nothing like Mike Myers.
You like the little back and forth between Shrek and Donkey in the tutorial that when
The very beginning.
Yeah, that was
It's like,
that was awful.
and he went right into the donkeys, right in on his waffle shtick. You know, he's like,
Yeah.
in the morning I'm making waffles, and then
Yeah.
they were throwing in little like all these corny lines from the movie.
It's just like they're just remembering that one. That line is the one we're sticking with in particular.
throws a
So you
plate of
gotta lean into
waffles.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are multiple Pixar films that I haven't. DreamWorks films I haven't seen. I've seen all the Pixar films. Finally,
Where's Pixar
There's,
Kart racing? Hell yeah!
all this. Yeah, that would be.
That would be
I want
awesome.
that. I would even if if it plays the same as this, I would still be here
Game
for it.
Mill
I'd be like,
can
all
make
right, yeah, go for it. Go Game Mill. Yeah, there are some DreamWorks films I haven't seen. So,
Oh yeah.
there was like Boss Baby. One, I think there's 2 of those now. I haven't seen those.
Mm-mm.
The Bad Guys, which I've actually heard pretty okay stuff about. Trolls, which I
Hell
want to
yeah.
avoid like the plague.
I tried to get Alec to review the Trolls. He wouldn't even let me put it on the wheel for the random movie series. I wanted to put Trolls in there. So bad.
Why do you want that on there?
You gotta have some trash in there.
And you and
Megamind.
then
I haven't seen Megamind still.
I actually haven't. I watched some of Megamind in college, and I didn't like it at all. And I was like, "This is dumb," and I don't like it. But one of my housemates really says, he's like, "No, you gotta watch it again. You gotta try it
Great
again."
PS3 game though. Great PS3 game. Little licensed platformer.
The Megamind.
Not really. It's
Oh
actually.
yeah, I
okay.
remember you
Oh,
talking about that one.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it for the ones I haven't seen, because all the other
Have you
ones I
seen
have.
all the there's 4 Kung Fu Panda movies.
Yeah, I've
Have
only
you seen all
the
those?
first 2. I've only seen the first 2 of those.
I've seen the
And I've only
first
seen
3.
I've only seen the first Madagascar as well. I haven't seen the other 2.
Same.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Madagascars. I've seen the first 3 Kung Fu Pandas, but the first one is like an all-time favorite of mine.
Oh yeah, it's
I think the only, and I'm curious what you guys think, like the only consistently good, and I would actually say great, DreamWorks movies are How to Train Your Dragon. Like
Oh yeah.
1 through 3, I think.
No,
are-
I cried like a baby at the end of the third one.
Yeah,
I was
no, for
sobbing. It was
the music is so moving. Like the whole, all of it is so good.
Yeah, John Powell absolutely. That's his magnum opus as a composer. I think like the soundtrack of those 3 movies are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I still have to play. I still have to watch them.
You guys should review those.
We should do it. Yeah, we should. I can. It's like it's about it's like I'm ready to be heard again. I'm okay.
Yeah.
The third movie, it's very good. So
Well, especially
they're all really good.
The lead up to the live action, right? You guys do the 3 original and then do the live action.
There we go. I guess we got to do it now,
We got
right?
a lot. We got a lot we're leading up to, though.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. And then there's actually a licensed game that came out for like PlayStation 4. It's like a weird isometric platformer thing. I've been
How to
wanting to
Train
get
Your
it, but
Dragon?
yeah.
Oh, that is weird.
Huh.
So all kinds of content for you guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, this game.
It's
I have
very
a-
just.
I have a hard time giving it much higher than a 4. And the reason is because I just have no desire to play it again.
No.
Like you literally capped out. Like we made sure to play the different tracks, or we played each of the different difficulties, and after that, I was like, well, we've seen all we need to see.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can really do to shake up the gameplay very much. So there's a little different troll hosts that slightly change things, but other than that, it's very, samey, and
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's still not fast enough for me. I live
Yeah, I
life in
wanna-
the
I wanna-
fast lane.
I want to highlight that character Bridget, who sounded like she
Yes.
I love
had
her.
a had a frontal lobe partially removed. Is kind of what it sounded like. It was
So bad.
She's like, oh yeah, and then it sounds like she's like choking at one point. It's very weird. She's like,
It was-
ow! I'm like, what am I listening to?
Is she from Trolls?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so,
you
yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
see the source material before you judge her.
No, I don't. I watched the
You don't.
trailers and they look really bad.
Yeah, they do. I know it.
The behead Kitty Softpaws in there, and she showed up.
Yeah, I like the little Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, a couple
Yeah.
tracks in there. It was cool.
Yeah.
Because that really is like something that put DreamWorks back on the map, like in like making good movies. You know.
Especially because this came out the year that came out, right? No, it was 2022 was when that came out, wasn't it? Or was it 23? 22. It's the end of 2022, I think. Is when,
very end.
Yeah. So, but that's still pretty cool that they had representation for that game, or for that movie, I should say. Yeah, I don't know. They tried to sort of they did the kind of I will say I will give it a little credit, a little more credit in terms of it. It did do the Mario Kart thing where it has like different karts and like different parts to like to like make your racers like a little bit more customization to them. So you know, if you're gonna steal from the best, they did a pretty good job.
And you can collect an item in each track.
A little collectible. I like my collectathon 3D platformers.
Yeah.
Those were weird and lame. I didn't understand the point of them.
Yeah, there's one for each like unique character, I guess.
Yeah, but the annoying thing is that computer characters can take them.
Yeah, that was weird.
I was like, why? Why would you have a collectible in there that the computer can steal?
But it's
from
weird.
you?
It was weirdly easy to get. It's not. It's like no matter what mode you're in, you can get them on the track. Even when we were playing online, they were still there. I'm like, okay. But yeah, it didn't feel like there was that much care put into it. If I'm being honest.
I will say some of the voice acting was halfway decent. We criticized Shrek earlier, but there were some that were pretty okay. The Alec Baldwin sounded like for Boss Baby was pretty good. The Hiccup sounded like was pretty good. The Nolan North, I think, is Megamind. I think was what we said, which was kind of fun. But yeah,
anything
like
else?
I was anticipating. I don't think I have anything else. No.
Wait, what were you anticipating?
You were anticipating something.
Now, I was just gonna make the comment. Like, I was fully expecting this game to be like offensively bad, like 2 to 3 territory for me, and it doesn't do anything exceedingly well or even good, really. But
I think kids who got this for Christmas in 2023, this would have blown your mind in 2003. If you got a game like this for Christmas in 2023, if you're like 6, you're funny little characters dancing around on the screen or whatever, but halfway decent game. Very frustrating, I think, maybe for really younger kids, because it was frustrating for me, and I'm 33. So, but pretty good. I don't. Maybe someday I'll go back and try to do the trophy grind. PlayStation PSN Profiles states that it's about a 40-hour grind. I don't know if I buy that because I realized that there is a pretty significant grind, because you have to, I think, beat. There's some things that you have to do for the platinum that are a little annoying. Like, you have to get all the customizable parts for everyone, which I think
that would be the most significant grind. I feel like.
Yeah. Which I think all it involves is at least beating Lightning Cup on any track, on like any difficulty, or the lightning difficulty on any cup. I don't think it requires you to do that with every single one with every character, but it might. I don't remember.
No, I don't think
so. If
If
it does, then I'm probably never going to get it, because like I don't want to waste my time doing that. But
it's the biggest hurdle for me, I think, would be like those parts. You have to like use each of those characters to like enough to unlock the subsequent parts. So but wouldn't be too
Yeah.
terrible of a grind. Throwing a
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, it might be rougher than I'm thinking, than I'm remembering, because I was
You
looking.
got the Balan Wonderworld platinum.
I did.
Nothing,
Well, that was
nothing
horrible.
could be
That was
more painful than that.
That was very bad. That require. I mean, this requires you to get everything too, but that was like that was unbelievably frustrating. The platinum to get.
Have you looked to see like how
don't
many
recommend.
other achievers of that platinum there are like in the world? Because you've got to be one of a
Probably.
very select few.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was like a decent amount. I think it might be my rarest platinum, honestly. But there's still like a decent amount of people that have it.
Okay.
So I think it was like a 3 to 6%, I think. So it wasn't extremely exclusive, but
Okay.
you know.
Fair enough.
But it's also it's no Spider-Man 2 platinum, which like everybody has that because it's like
yeah.
the easiest thing in the world to get that one. But
it just felt like too much of the time I spent playing it felt obligatory. Like if we weren't doing this, I probably would have dropped it very quickly.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
So I gotta take that into account. So it's hard for me to give it too high a score, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Let's do our final scores. 3,
9.
2,
Tonight.
1. Flip. 4.
He stayed
5.
strong.
5.
Wow, you
Went
got
down a point.
Yeah, I came up a
went
little
down
bit
and
because
you
I
went
think
up.
I gotta give it some credit because like it wasn't. I think I'm in between both of you because like I agree with Zach that like I would probably want to continue playing it at the same time, but there was some stupid jank aside, it was a actually competently made kart racer. It's very by the numbers, very bare bones in terms of content. It's not perfect by any means. There's definitely some like jank in terms of its overall like polish, but it's not bad. I mean, like I said, like if I was like a little kid and I got this for Christmas, I probably would be pretty happy with it. You know, I get to play as I don't know who kid. I get to play as the trolls. I don't know. I get to play as a troll, or whatever. I don't know.
Bridget.
Yeah, I get to
Give
play
her
as
flowers.
Fiona. I get to play as Fiona. Fiona also was horrible too. Also, it's just like the Shrek representation was just not there in my opinion.
So that's the Tarqaron score of what? Crunch the numbers. 4, 5, and 5. What does that give us?
That's like what is that a 4.75?
Yeah.
Is it literally or
is? It's. I don't think it is.
4.66.
Yeah, it's to be like more like something like that. Yeah, or 4.67 maybe.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, nice round. 4.67 out of 10.
Nice round.
Yeah. Let's get the weird ones when we have three people. We don't give many guests for reviews, but
Yeah.
it's always nice.
I'm happy to have you
Waiting for
along
you.
for the
Yeah.
ride on this one.
Always. I'm just waiting for that day that we get something like the 7, 8
Get
range.
get above a
like,
5.
yeah, it'd be
Well,
nice.
if we Tales of Vesperia it up, then we could probably do it.
True. It's very true.
We could just throw a huge bone in that. Just be like, and we're reviewing
Citizen Kane.
Eternites. Citizen Kane. No, Eternite. what's that?
What?
There's some JRPG that's like a 6-7 hour or like a 10-hour
Oh.
JRPG that's like. I literally just bought it and I don't remember what it's called.
Edge of Eternity, Trinity
No.
Trigger.
No,
Or
those
those
are
just, like, very-
Eurojank. Those are Eurojank. This isn't actually a Japanese RPG, but I don't remember. It starts with an E.
Aragon.
No. Aragon.
There it is.
For PlayStation 2.
But I will say, Rusty, we have an open invitation for any of the live
is
action
Eternites.
for any of the live action Disney movies. Feel free to, if you want to join us. We're gonna be here for all of them. So
I was bummed I couldn't join you guys for Mufasa. It was tough for me at that stage to be able to run out to the theater. But my dad and I went and saw it a couple weeks back, and I left you guys a long comment that I'm sure you'll maybe read on a future podcast episode. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I thought the music was pretty terrible, but
come on.
and those
It was-
GoPro shots were wild. But
Those GoPro shots were aggressively
But
bad.
tell
but yeah,
Alec the score you would have given Mufasa.
Oh crap! What did I end up putting on my comments?
Okay, well, what do you feel now?
I
7.
feel like I could give it an 8.
Wow, I always
Wow.
wanted to rub
Wow.
that.
That's crazy.
Maybe
guess
a 7.5.
You said
Better-
7.5. That's where I was at. So if you were
Yeah.
there, it would
I don't
have really helped us
I
out
get-
a little bit.
Did I give it a 5 or something? I don't even remember what I gave
Something
it.
egregious.
It wasn't egregious.
No,
It was
it
definitely
was a
better than I
6.
thought it was going to be.
You gave it a
I gave
6.
it a 6. Yeah, I'd say that's about where I'd be with it. Yeah,
The,
because I didn't hate
the
it.
problem is we gave the original Lion King a 6.5, and there's no way this is worse than the original Lion King.
I wouldn't have.
No.
Something tells me that I would not have given it that.
Yeah, I might have given that one like maybe a 6 in retrospect, but it's kind of hard to if you're viewing it objectively.
Right.
It's got amazing music just by its nature, and it's got all the beats of the original Lion King, so it's tough, but
Just worse.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
But if you have an amazing movie just slightly worse,
I'll
That
tell you
was
what, if they do Lion King 2, I will be there for that because that is my sister and I watched that VHS tape just as much as we did as the first one. Love that movie. Incredible soundtrack.
They won't do
Kovu,
it.
Kiara, let's freaking go.
Yeah. Mufasa, I remember in the review I was saying like no one's talking about Mufasa, everybody's talking about Sonic. And I was
Yeah,
kind of right about that, about the online discourse, but they actually ended up being like almost dead even. Mufasa was like significantly more successful internationally, but they're dead even in the US by the end of
pretty
it.
dead even in the US. Yeah, which is.
But
that,
if
that
you look at the
doesn't-
fall off from the original, that's obviously
Yeah.
a different story because it went from an over $1 billion Lion King 2019 to much less on this one, but it's still success.
Yeah, internationally, it makes sense that it would, because it's going to play really well in China for sure.
Yeah.
And
Much broader appeal, yeah.
yeah, and Sonic. Yeah, I mean Sonic is by all accounts fantastic, but yeah, it's not going to have, even internationally, it's not going to have as mass appeal that a Disney movie will have. So,
But yeah, so we got coming up in March, Snow White. It's March. So if you want to join us for that, feel free. If you're not, then always the next one. We got Stitch a couple months later. Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch. That's right. Lilo and Stitch is this year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so weird. I keep forgetting that's coming out. Well, How to Train Your Dragon live action as well. There you go. That's coming.
Well, that doesn't count.
I know it's not. It's not Disney live action,
Yeah.
but we are reviewing DreamWorks. We did
All-Star
just review
Kart Racing,
DreamWorks
yeah.
All-Star Kart Racing, so
Yeah.
you know.
But I have to watch the original first. I've definitely seen it, but I was like, I don't remember it at all, and I have to rewatch it, appreciate it more. But
To listen to Test Flight over and over again. It's so good.
yeah, other than that, we got I was gonna say, Alec and I are also planning to review before the live action movies. We're gonna review the original the week before.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you guys.
so we
Okay.
can direct
Yeah.
comparison.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna start doing that. So
Because I watched the original Peter Pan when we did right before I did Peter Pan and Wendy, and I felt like that informed my perspective a little bit more.
and how bad it is.
Yeah.
The original movie is very charming.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting in reviewing something like Snow White, which doesn't exactly age as like fine wine as a film, but
You'll make sure you watch The Huntsman as well and compare it to that.
all the Snow
Snow White and the
Whites.
Huntsman. Snow White and the Huntsman with Kirsten Stewart. Weren't there 2 of those? Correct me.
I think so.
There may have been.
I think there were 2 of them.
Because
Which I think is
one of
actually
the
insane.
Hemsworth was Chris Hemsworth the Huntsman?
I think it was Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah.
I think it was Liam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now he's a
Yeah.
Witcher. I don't know.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Rusty.
Anytime, guys. Anytime.
We gotta join on better occasions, though.
I know.
Please.
I
for the
don't
love of God.
exactly have. Even if you join us for the next couple ones we have lined up, I
Yeah.
don't exactly have
I don't.
high hopes for those either. But
No. No.
Wait, real quick. So, you've never seen the original Lilo and Stitch, have you, Alec?
I
Is that
have.
you?
Yeah.
You have.
No, I have.
Okay.
I did watch a couple years ago. I watched it.
Yeah, for like
Okay,
a
for some
film buffs
reason.
channel. Just
Yeah, it was for-
it wasn't too
it was on the
long ago,
Discord.
right?
It wasn't
Okay.
too long ago. And
Okay.
it's wonderful. It's a wonderful
Okay.
film. I really like it a
Mhm.
lot. So,
Yeah.
you know, but
All right.
Yeah.
Rusty, where can the people find you?
You can find me on YouTube at ReLouis. I've been putting up a lot more videos in the past year, and I have a lot more coming down the pipeline that I'm pretty excited about. So you can find me there. Ryan and I aren't recording as much of the podcast as we used to, but you have a giant backlog of episodes that you can go check out. Otaku Brothers, wherever you find your podcast, you can find it. And Twitter, Blue Sky, wherever you want to find me on socials, you can find me there as Ari Lewis 2011.
Very nice.
you just released a Japan, your second part of
Yeah,
your
I gotta
Japan
watch
vlog.
that one.
I haven't seen it yet either. So
Yeah, those
looking forward
videos took forever to watch, so I'd appreciate if you guys
Yeah.
check them out.
to edit.
Yeah.
I hope you. Hopefully they
You
don't
guys
take.
have watched it too, though.
Yeah, yes,
Oh,
you
yeah.
had to watch it repeatedly.
Pick up
yeah,
your
to edit
feet.
it.
Yeah, grab some popcorn. It's long, but yeah, it took forever to edit for sure.
Yeah,
So.
Yeah.
I bet.
And what video would you recommend our viewers watch after this one?
They need a palate cleanser after this. Although, get your tissue boxes ready. I would go watch your recent review of a video or a movie that I bought you both. One of my absolute favorites, Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say Lady and the Tramp. Get your tissues ready.
Yeah,
It's
get
a
your
tearjerker.
Get your
Yeah, there's-
tissues freaking ready.
Perks of being
Yeah.
a wallflower. Yeah.
I knew that's where you were going with it. Thankfully, you didn't go the dark route. You went the.
You'll need
Okay.
tissues for different reasons if you watch Lady and the
Yeah.
Tramp. You know.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Wait, like sexually?
Oh no! That's weird.
No. No. We can't go there,
Dog
Zach.
catcher.
All right, that just went a weird. This just went a weird direction.
Wild. All right.
Yeah.
Until next time, take care of yourselves. All right.
All right,
It's party time.
party time.
Yeah.
Ah!